Perfect. Hello there and welcome. Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to hear from a couple of you today. Hop on in, hop on in. I'm excited for this Saturday. Let me pin myself up here so you guys can see me. Boom. All right. We have a lot to get to today. We have some exciting things to cover. I want to hear from a couple of you guys as well. And come on in. What an exciting and beautiful day it is. Do me a favor, type in the chat 1 out of 10. How is the energy on this pre-Christmas Saturday? I got my Christmas hat on and I determined to come to you guys with the energy. I want you guys to be awake and alive. I want to make this a exciting and fun 12 deals of Christmas for you guys. We gave away $100 yesterday and we got more cash to give away. I'm going to look at some of the chats here on both of my screens for both my people in Zoom and those of you in YouTube. I see we have Bill Welsh here at an 8.8. Tara is a 10. Lauren, you are on it. Thank you, my friend. Laura says, this is your reminder to break down the numbers. Yes, we will do that today. First thing on the portfolio. Shout out to Christopher Chappelle. We're going to break down these numbers. We're going to talk about underwriting deals, how to know if it's a good deal. Why? Because yesterday we talked about getting leads. If you did the homework yesterday and you went, what's up, Kai? Good to see you, brother. If you went through yesterday, you did the homework, just say, I did. If you went and DM'd the people on Facebook, got the numbers on Zillow, just say, I did. If you did not, just say, I didn't yet. I didn't yet. All right. So for all of you, anybody who's here today, you missed yesterday, you can go back and watch the replay on YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed and got the bell and all that good stuff on YouTube so you can easily find us because we put out a lot of cool stuff now. Shout out to Deborah. Deborah's
Right,
a 10
right.
today.
And then they don't like what? The house when they go in.
Let's make sure everybody's muted. We got somebody talking. Oh, good. All right. Thank you so much. Make sure everybody's muted for me, Gil. So I'm going to hear from a couple of you guys. Shout out to Deborah. Deborah's a 10. We got some good energy in here today. What's up, Valerie? Good to see you in the Zoom room. Valerie is part of our Deal Operator Launchpad family. We have follow-ups today. And I'm going to talk to you about what to say to sellers, how to underwrite deals, how to know if it's a good deal. Just so you know, we're going to get a lot deeper into underwriting throughout these 12 days. But I want to give you a quick overview before we get into what to say to sellers. Because for those of you who did the homework, as I see many of you did, David did. Heck yeah. Who else did? John, Mike, Steve, Michael. I know you did, Michael. You sent a lead for me to call. Way to go. Jessica, Lauren did. Several of you haven't responded. If you didn't, just put not yet. Just put not yet. If you did, just put I did. I'm going to be giving away more cash. I like to give away cash to those who are most active in the chats. As you guys know, we're going to be giving away cash many of the days. Yes, it's a shameless bribe to get you to show up and say thank you for showing up. Good to see you, Alice. What's up, Timothy? Good to see your smiling face. So today, I'm going to dive into underwriting deals, what to say to sellers. We have follow-ups. We have follow-ups with India from yesterday. The lady who is selling us her house by letting us take over the debt. I don't remember whose lead that is, but you, let me look at it so I can tell you. Boom, boom, boom. Whose lead is that? That is Tao's lead. Tao's lead. So Tao's got a follow-up to do. We're going to follow up for her on that debt takeover with the 5K down. Kay sent a lead yesterday. And shout out to Kay. Is Kay on here? There's Kay. Kay, shout out to you, my friend. You are making moves. And Kay sent a non-refundable deposit in on one of our houses. Sent another one in, or excuse me, coming in on Monday on another Freedom Life family member's house. And then texted this lead in. And Kay has an incredible heart. It says, hey, here's a lead. I have a buyer looking for a house like this. Do you want to help close it and put the deal together? And I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. So we like trading houses. It's easier to find a house for a buyer than a buyer for a house. I want to get the chats going and ask a question for you guys. I want you to type if you've been here the last 2 days, type what your biggest aha moment was in the last 2 days. Just a little sentence. It could be finding leads is easy. It could be, I realize I need to level up my thought process. It could be, I realize I need to drink more coffee and water, or less coffee and more water. But I love doing these live because I get to see your faces and your immediate interaction. I'm going to read some of your takeaways. Elaine, what's up, Elaine? Good to see you, my friend. Elaine says, how do we send a lead? I have some and could use some help. Elaine, if you are in the coaching family, you will have a link in your email. If you're not yet in the coaching family and want to have your lead call, you'll need to get with Mercedes or Ricky and have a chat with them about that. JT says, getting goals of numbers of messages and calls per day. Way to go. Lauren says, take away as owner financing and cash as both as options. Way to go. Roseanne says, how easy marketplace is for leads. So true, my friend. Alternative methods for finding leads, Jessica says. Absolutely. Steve says, borrow confidence from other areas of my life. That's a good one. Good. We got some takeaways. Let's using AI to help me keep on track. Yes, that was a big one on day one. And I'm going to show you some cool things on that today. Let's hear real quick. Today, I'm going to be talking about what to say to sellers. You guys getting value? We're only, 20% through these 12 days. If you guys are getting value, just type yes in the chat. You guys having fun on these? Yes, we see the yeses coming in. Heck yeah. Something that you're going to find, I'm going to talk to you about how to talk to sellers. We're going to talk about underwriting deals. Over these 12 days, we are covering, let me grab my notes here so I make sure I don't miss any of it. We covered on day one, how to pick your market. On day one, how to use AI for your real estate investing business. On day two, we talked about picking your market and picking your lead sources. We went over how to find leads on Facebook Marketplace, on Zillow, all the free and cheap sources. Of course, there's paid sources too, like iSpeed to Lead. Shout out to some of our iSpeed to Lead family being here. There's paid sources like iSpeed to Lead or like other pay-per-lead sources where you pay and you get hotter leads. We was talking about finding deals. Today, we're talking about calling leads. How do we call these leads? How do we negotiate them? Every single day, we've had a seller conversation or two. Today is all about what to say to sellers. We're going to talk about underwriting deals and briefly touch on negotiations. Coming back on Monday, we'll be back Monday at the same place, same time. Coming back on Monday, we're going to be negotiating more deals, and we're going to be talking about negotiations. Why? Because I want every one of you to have absolute clarity. What if they say this? Then what? What if this happens? Then what? I see Carrie. Good to see your smiling face on my screen. Shout out to Carrie. She just closed a deal, and there was quite a few bumps between contract and close, wasn't there? And I share that because nothing goes as planned. Now, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I just got off the phone with one of our incredible mastermind students right before this call and had a one-on-one session. He was struggling on a couple of things and immediately was breaking him through. And I like to ask the question. I said, can I be super direct? He's like, yes, that's what I paid you for. I said, okay, I have your permission. So I said to him a couple of things that if you would have just come in on that part of the conversation and heard it, it may have sounded harsh, except by the end of that call, there was a breakthrough. And my objective on our time together is not just to say something that makes you feel good, but to give you something. Then in the morning you wake up and go, you know what? I am going to drink an extra bottle of water today, and I am going to call that seller today. I do have the momentum, and I made the promise I'm gonna, so I'm gonna. And so if I can help break you through, because we've all been there where it feels like we're hitting a brick wall. Anybody ever felt in your business or your life like you're up against a brick wall? Just give me a yes in the chat if that's you at some point in the last 5 years. I felt like for years I was hitting a brick wall. It's like there's a dam and it just wouldn't break. And the moment it finally clicked, I'm like, wait, I need to stop chasing deals and start attracting them. Well, that sounds really woo-woo and warm and fuzzy, except there's a way to do it. And when people start constantly messaging me on Facebook, messaging you on Facebook saying, hey, I have a lead. Hey, I have a deal. Hey, I want to sell my house. It blew me away. I remember I opened up my Facebook here about 2 years ago now, and I have like 7 messages. And I'm like, it was at the time, it wasn't super common that I had that many messages at once, in an hour's time. And I open it up and I go look at it. And I noticed I'm tagged in several groups. And I'm like, oh boy, somebody either loves me or hates me. Let's see what's going on. And so I go looking and I find out that somebody has posted, I have a house for sale in Evansville, Indiana. I find out that 4 people have commented tagging me saying Andrew Schlag is the go-to guy in Evansville. So I find out I have people messaging me with deals from this post from people tagging me. Type it in the chat. Reality is created by validation. My good friend and mentor who I met in 2015, Marshall, often says your reality is created by validation. The first time I heard it, I was like, that sounds cool, but what the heck does it mean? It means that if you hang out with 5 broke, complaining people, you'll probably soon be the 6th. Means if you're hanging out with 5 people who are doing deals and gratitude and who are giving in the Christmas season and not complaining, you're probably going to be the 6th. So good to see you, Deborah, D. Saunders, Russell, Jefferson, Icy Vibes, Henderson. So good to see you, Jessica and Tammy, Timothy, Lauren. I like these lives. When we decided to do this for 12 days, I know it's a big commitment, but I want to see you guys. I want to get to connect with you guys. I want to see some of you guys have incredible breakthroughs. And as we make it our objective to help our Freedom Life and coaching families do deals, every one of you being able to come along for that ride and establish what I call the ripple effect, the overflow, the butterfly effect, knowing that if Michael does a deal, Mike is going to win more because of that. And when Mike does a deal, Laura Lee's going to win more because of that. When Laura Lee does a deal, Leo's going to win more because of that, and so on, because our reality is created by validation. So we've been talking about picking market, picking sources, finding deals, calling leads. Today, I'm going to be diving into the thought process under a deal. And we are talking about closing deals. So coming back next week on Monday, I'm deep diving into negotiations. So you'll get absolutely clear on what to say. But what if they want a big down payment? But what if they want a big monthly payment? But what if they want too much? All of the what ifs. And then we're going to come back. Tuesday, we're going to be live. Wednesday, we're going to be live. Yes, Christmas Eve, I'm live. I encourage you to hop in for a few minutes and encounter the momentum with us. I'm going to show you how to fill out a contract. If you're brand new, you're going to get a lot of value of this. If you're experienced, you're also going to get value out of this, even though maybe it's a different value, because I'm going to show you exactly what documents that we use for the closings to make sure that your creative finance deals are done right. Who realizes that some people are very loose in the way they do their documents? Yes. And it's very important that you do this right. Do this business right. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. Always close with the real estate attorneys. I'm going to show you how to sell deals. I'm going to show you how to stop playing not to lose and start playing to win. Too many years, many people have been playing it safe, and I want to help you break through and start playing to win at new levels. How to start 2026 off right. How to deal with failure, because deals will go sideways and deals will go through. I like to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, because nothing ever goes as planned. So, what happens when it goes off the rails? We fix it. That's how we roll. And then, how to build your habits so that this business supports you and not the other way around. All right, let's hear a quick win. I want to interact with a couple of you. I want to hear a quick win. Actually, let's bring Mercedes up on the screen. I want to hear a win from Mercedes. She's part of our incredible team.
Oh
You're in
my
a place to say
goodness.
hello.
Hello.
Mercedes,
Hello,
where'd you go?
everybody. Can you see me? Hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you yet. Everybody's shaking their head yes. Can you guys see Mercedes? Just put yes.
Hello. Say yes if you can see me. Can you hear me?
All right. They're seeing you. I'll talk to your voice. You sound awesome. So, Mercedes, what's a win in your world in the last 48 hours?
Oh my gosh, so many wins. Obviously it's the holiday season, and so we've got a lot of momentum, not only here, but also with family and with friends. It's like the best time of the year. And I'm really excited to get to know all of these new faces that we are celebrating here at 12 Deals. Oh, here we go. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hello. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. But yeah, just feeling really grateful and excited for the holidays and for the new year and all of the things happening here. So
Heck yeah. So good to see you, Mercedes. I appreciate everything you do. I know many of the crew has already talked to you, and some are going to be talking to you in the near future. And I just want to shout you out and say thank you for all you do in this Christmas season as we get to help people do more deals. And it's just always a fun time hanging out. So thanks for being here.
of course, thank you.
Awesome. Let's hear a couple more wins. I want to hear a win. Let's hear a win from Alicia. Hit that unmute button for me and tell me a win in your world.
Okay. I just got off the phone with two sellers and they're willing to do terms.
Heck yeah.
So they're both in Houston, Texas.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Well,
So one
congratulations
lady
on
is
that.
very open to terms, and it's a free and clear property.
Good.
So
Are
I
you
just have to
submitting
work
those
out the
for the dials
numbers.
to Monday?
Excuse me?
Are you submitting those for dials on Monday?
No, because the lady she wants me to give her an offer today.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, you're part of our Freedom Life family. Text me if you need help, or I know your coach has got you too. So let's get her an offer
Okay.
in today. Way to go.
All
If you
right.
don't mind, tell everybody you just got your first check just a few weeks ago, right?
Yes.
How much was it?
That
And
was
when was it?
$10,225.
Everybody give a virtual hand clap in the chat for Alicia. Way to go.
And
So you
then
live
Chris and I
in-
have two more pending.
Whoa. I didn't know about that. So you have two more pending.
Yes.
You and Chris. Chris is your coach, right? Another one of the
Yes.
Freedom Life family members.
Yeah.
And so this first deal, you got $10,000. Where do you live?
San Diego, California.
Sandy, you're our neighbor. And where
Yes.
was the house at?
Evansville, Indiana.
This does not work in Evansville. Apparently, we forgot to tell you that. But congratulations.
Yeah, those 3 deals were in Evansville.
Wow. Did
And
you
I've got 2 coming up in Houston.
question? So you're doing this all virtually. You didn't see the house or touch it in Evansville. Have you ever been to Evansville?
No.
Okay. We got to change that. So you didn't see it, you didn't touch it, you got a $10,000 check. The check cashed okay, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you done this deal, you got 10 grand and $10,225. What was the greatest learning moment from getting that check?
That you can do it if you put your mind to it and you do the work. It can be done anywhere in the U.S.
Where did you find this lead?
I found it on one of them was Property Leads. It's Pay Leads, and
Yep.
the other one was on Zillow.
Wow. Crappiest leads.
Yeah.
Way to go. Property Lead Source, great paid lead source, by the way, for anybody listening. And Zillow, well, go close some deals. I like it. Alicia, what was it like during that first By the way, Gail is on here. Shout out to Gail. Gail, note down to get Alicia on one of my upcoming podcasts. I want to interview you on one of our podcasts. What is something that you would tell? Because you know it took you a few months of calling. What is something that you would tell someone who is in that early stage? They're dialing and they're trying to get some deals rolling. And once that dam breaks, you're experiencing it. You got to check. Now you got 2 more pending. Now you're telling me you got these Houston deals coming that just said yes. Like you're built that momentum. What would you tell Alicia 6 months ago when she's feeling discouraged?
Don't give up
Hmm.
because the deal's just around the corner.
I love that. Thank you, Alicia. I love your attitude. You're always inspiring. I'm grateful you're part of the family. What a great time it is. And I'm excited about what 2026 is going to look like for you with the momentum you've built in
So
25.
am I. And I am so grateful for you guys, for the Truca family, because without you guys, I don't think I would have been able to do it. But you guys helped so much.
Thank you for that.
You're awesome.
I love you too. Thank you, Alicia.
Love you guys.
Way to go. Oh, that was not planned, but that brings me a lot of joy, Alicia. Thank you for that. Something that you find, you know, we built as we built this Truca community. We started with a mastermind. People started asking, how do we do this business? And we just started helping people build their businesses, people who already had thriving businesses. And what we found was that a lot of people who have thriving businesses doing a lot of deals want to work with people who are looking to get deals to team up and do deals together. And so we laid out the outlay and we started bringing people together. Now through the various trainings we brought together, all the way from people who are have high net worths and are doing a lot of deals to people who are looking for their first deal. And what we found was somebody like Alicia, who's looking for her first deal, teaming up with someone like Chris and doing deals together, gets it off the ground. Chris makes money. Alicia makes money. Everybody wins. And we're better together. Type it in the chat. Abundance. Abundance. This is a thought process that I want every one of you to step into. And it's a thought process that happens before we're, quote, ready. Now, what I mean by abundance is when we start to move into a environment that we're not familiar with, it's easy to be fearful. What I have made it a habit of, and I encourage you guys in this holiday season to do this. We will go, Leo does this a lot. I do this as well sometimes. We'll go to a coffee shop and we'll buy a $25 or $50 gift card and say, pay for the people behind us. Why? Because it doesn't matter where you are financially, it puts you in a mentality of abundance. I started doing that years ago before I could afford it, frankly. And I will find somebody in need and I'll give, or I will send a meal to someone who I know is hungry, and all sorts of things we could go down through. That's why we hosted the Kids Against Cancer event. That's why we hosted and partnered with Kids Against Hunger to package 14,000 meals and donate to pay for those meals. Something that every one of us do. The moment we give, there's a gateway opened in our mind. I believe there's a law of sowing and reaping, and it gives us the ability to walk in abundance at levels we couldn't before. And so I encourage you guys. We're going to be giving you some free gifts throughout this time. All of you should have, if you don't already have, make sure you get with Ricky to get inside the free Circle Access and get your access to the $1 Million Script for free, so you can be using that. All right. We're going to talk to some sellers today. We're going to break down some deals, and I'm going to share. By the way, if you want the script, if you need the script, just put me in the chat, ME, and Ricky will make sure that he hits you up. All right. If you don't already have that script, Ricky will hit you up. All right. Ricky's going to be screenshotting this. Way to go. All right. So we are going to, and please, everyone, keep your hands off of your mouses. In the new year ahead, we're going to have this fixed where I have the tech where you can see my screen and it will be beautiful. But right now, I don't yet have that. So I'm going to bring up a whiteboard and trust that you guys aren't going to scribble on my whiteboard. All right. So As I bring up this whiteboard, let's make sure everyone can see it. If you can't see it, that's okay. I'm going to be verbalizing it as I do it. See if it's working. All right. So I bring up this whiteboard. We have this portfolio that Christopher brought. It's Christopher's portfolio. It's a 5-deal portfolio. The guy is asking 2.2 million. Now, if you're new, hang on, don't worry. It's going to get even more simple and more awesome. If you're experienced, this is going to speak to you because I'm showing you how, because Christopher has this deal and I need to help him with it, I want to do it in front of you guys so you guys all get to see. So it's a $2.2 million ask price. It's 5 properties. Now, I plugged in the address, and this is how I ask questions. You on the deal room. Actually, I was live on the deal room when this was happening. Now I'm saying, Mr. Seller, what are you asking for the portfolio? 2.2. Mr. Seller, what do you owe on the portfolio? He said 1.29. All right. Now we broke it down by house. And for the sake of time, I'm going to bypass all the house addresses and breaking it down in the dollar per house. I want to show you the frame of thinking because this could be one house. If you're in California, this probably is one house. If you're in the Midwest, this may be 10 houses. All right. So it's just math. So we have here a 5-deal portfolio. They're asking 1.2 or 2.2. He's got 1.29 he has in debt. And then we go down and we start finding out the rents. The rent amount, now again, we got to do some work because the guy which is common with the local landlord, he goes, let's see, the one on 5115 is getting 2,800. The one on 5302 is getting 3,200, but it's vacant right now, so it's getting nothing. And 1080 is, so he's telling me all these numbers. So I'm writing, and we put it all into AI, so it just adds it for us, so it saves us the trouble. Current monthly gross rent on all properties is $13,500 a month. So we write down it's bringing in $13,500 a month. Now, again, I'm going to show you how to underwrite these deals. So if you leave today and you're not fully clear on how to underwrite, don't worry. I just want to show you the breakdown. I'm going to show you this, and we're going to break it down simpler and better each day. All right. Now, something that I encourage every one of you to do, by the way, type it in the chat. No risk, no goodies. No risk, no goodies. Something I encourage every one of you guys to do is be willing to take risk, but smart, calculated risk. You heard Alicia's telling about her $10,225 check. You say, well, how do I know I'm going to get that? You don't. In fact, I can almost guarantee you most of you won't. I don't say that to be discouraging or mean. I just say that to say that I know if I'm hanging out with 100 people, that most of the time, 60 or 70 of them are just not going to take action. 60 or 70 out of 100 people are going to go, that was cool. That was nice. I'd be cool if I could do that, but rich people are getting richer and I'm not part of it. Or whatever the mindset is. Well, my gosh. What if I just learned how to play the game and realize there's a transfer of wealth happening and I get to choose? Personal responsibility. Type it in the chat. Personal responsibility. I get to choose which side of the transfer of wealth I'm going to be on. Personal responsibility. Something that used to be a big thing. Seemed like we had a little phase there for a few years where it became less of a thing. Thank God. I think it's coming back. I think it's important that we live in an environment where we can have conversation, not to be political, but God bless him and his family. A very sad assassination happened recently. And with Charlie Kirk, who I have tremendous respect for, because he comes out into an environment that is not friendly to him, and he says, I'm going to have a conversation. Whether you agree or not, you have to respect the fact that somebody's willing to have a conversation and share ideas and why they believe in it. I have enormous respect for that. As a real estate investor, type it in the chat. I am a real estate investor. It starts with the mind. It's the I ams. It is the thing that says, hey, I am a real estate investor. This is what I am. This is what I do. And the mindset starts there. Alicia became a real estate investor in her mind far before she ever got her first check. She became a real estate investor when all the sellers was telling her no. All of you on YouTube, thank you for the comments. Send some hearts and some thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm. And make sure you're subscribed. All of you in Zoom, so good to see you, Michael, Laura Lee, Tracy, Carrie, Jesse. So we have here a portfolio worth 2.2, asking 1.29, 13.5 a month in rent coming in. We go down here, and if the rents were raised to market rent, the guy tells us that it could be 15,100. So they're under rented according to the seller. So I asked the guy, would you be willing to take payments over time? Right at the chat, find their hot button. What's up, Mama Tam? What's up, Susie? Russell, good to see you. Deborah? Heck yeah. Susie, you got the #1 badge next to your name. Guess YouTube's calculate how much you comment. Thank you for being the #1 commenter, Susie. So I said, Mr. Seller, will you take payments over time until we pay you off in full? He says, well, I'm open to it, but I need $500,000 now. Find their hot button. So in this case, he wanted $500,000. That was his hot button. So we get to looking at the deal. He's asking 2.2. I go into Claude AI, and I put all the addresses in, and I said, what is this portfolio worth? If I sold each house individually on the open market, it said 2.2, which is exactly what he's asking, which is exactly what I looked up to comp to see if I agreed with Claude. So we decided it's worth 2.2. He's asking 2.2. Only thing, he wants $500,000 down. We usually buy with nothing down. So I looked at the numbers, told the guy, hey, this is not going to work for us. We're not going to be able to make sense of giving you 500 down right now. 4 weeks goes by. He's now reached back out to Christopher and said, hey, can you do 200 or 300 down now and the rest later? I said, what's the least you would take on price? He said $2 million. We're heading in the right direction. So my objective is now with Christopher to see if we can get it for $1.79 million. The day that he moves in, the day that he takes ownership of these properties, he would owe 1.79, and he has 2.2 valuation. He's stepping in with $400,000 of equity. Who here likes to have the knowledge that one conversation could increase your net worth by $400,000? Give me a yes in the chat if you'd like that plan. Is it going to happen all the time? Absolutely not. So I'm breaking this down. Again, I'm moving quickly because for the sake of time, we're going to get way deeper into negotiations and then the underwriting in coming days. So don't worry if you're feeling like not catching up. Don't worry. So the guy, our objective now is to go in to refinance 2 of the 5 houses, to give the guy $200,000 down. We bought it for 1.79. So even after we take ownership, we technically buy for nothing down, refinance it, and give him $200,000. At the end of the day, Christopher's going to be in for closing costs and some attorney's fees. Who here, if you could buy a portfolio that is already cash flowing, could figure out where to come up with $10,000 or $15,000 for closing costs and recording fees? Give me a yes in the chat. All right. So I broke that down rapidly. Christopher, if you're watching, if you're not, you can watch the replay. You'll know where I'm at with this. Buy it for nothing down. We'll talk about how to present it to the seller. Give $200K down on the refi. After you own the property, now you owe the guy 1.59, and you have a portfolio of 2.2 million that's cash flowing you every single month. All right. But Andrew, what if he doesn't take that deal? Next, he didn't take it a month ago. Now he called back. Type it in the chat. Follow up. I'm about to call some live sellers. Before I do, I need to help you understand something. Is Ricky in the house?
I am indeed.
Gotta find you.
Hold on. My laptop is
There you
closed.
are. Do I get to see your smiling face?
Of course you can. How is everyone doing?
Give me 1 second. There we go. Ricky, what's a win in your world today?
Went in my world, went on a 6 mile run this morning, and I am having some amazing conversations with some amazing people today. Michael, I got your email about that lead that Andrew's about to dial for you. And I'm just really grateful for our team.
Heck yeah. Ricky's part of the incredible team. You guys are going to be having conversations with him. He's getting you set up with the script. Those of you who asked for it earlier, Ricky will be the one setting you up. And I'm very excited. Ricky's a product of the product. He come into the Truca world and then started transforming. And he said, how can I be a part of this? And I just want you to know, Ricky, I appreciate everything you're doing and the way you serve. So many people on here who've talked to you has gave incredible feedback. And those of you who are about to meet you, I know they're going to have the same experience. So thank you for all you do, brother.
Absolutely. And I just want to share that I remember jumping on with Leo back in January 2025, so literally a year ago. And I was like, who is this other Asian kid? And next thing you know, come June 2025, I fly out to San Diego to meet you guys in person. And
Yeah.
I was looking at my photos the other day. We took a picture together, and it's incredible to see not only my growth, but everyone at Truca, the people that we continue to pour into day in and day out, meeting the coaches, and it's an incredible environment. And I wouldn't be where I am today without you guys.
Heck yeah. Thank you for that, Ricky. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate everything you do. And if you
course.
guys get the free script, thank Ricky. If you didn't get it, get angry at Ricky. I'm kidding. Ricky's here for you guys, and I just appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Of
All
course.
right.
And so,
I want to hear from one more of you, and then I'm gonna share and underwrite. Kay, we've been talking like almost every other day or something crazy because you are moving and shaking. You've been sending in tenant buyers. You sent one in on our house. From my understanding, you got one lined up now for Joe and Judith's house. Now you got a house you sent because you're finding houses for buyers. You've been in our world about a year. How are you, my friend?
I am doing amazing. Things are definitely moving. I was thinking too back the other day about when I first joined this community, and that was about a year and a month ago. And
Wow. 13
yeah,
months.
so it's been a while, and I was pretty slow to get started, but I dove in, and it's amazing how much has changed from then to now. Uh, and there's been a lot happening these past few weeks, especially with tenant buyers. We've had a lot of people moving forward, getting NRODs left and right, both in Evansville and some Louisville homes as well. So
Heck yeah.
it's been fun.
Way to go. You got a 15K Enrod not too long after becoming a part of the family. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, that was the first
15,000.
NROD I ever got.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you just sent us a Enrod in this week. From my understanding, the guy's giving us a mobile home, a 1995 bass boat, and a non-refundable option deposit, all as a non-refundable option deposit on a beautiful home that you're selling to him. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Amazing.
So-
What was the biggest lesson before you got the 15K Enrod, the $15,000 non-refundable option deposit? We'll be talking about selling houses throughout these 12 days as well. And you offer so much insight in that way, Kay. What's the biggest piece of advice you would have for 13 months ago, Kay, as you're coming into the world till now, having received non-refundable deposits, having worked with several others in the community, now selling with other people, buying houses? Like, what would you say to that person?
Do not give up and keep taking actions, and also find what you enjoy and are really good at and do that a lot.
That's really good. Thank you for that, Kay. And thank you for what you're doing. Watching your growth, even over the last month. Type it in the chat. Momentum. Something that we often underestimate is momentum. You know, Kay said the words, I got a slow start. And while maybe there's truth to that, you know, somebody like Chad come in and went gangbusters in weeks. At the same time, or somebody like Judy, who you guys, many of you know, done over 100 deals already. Many times that first several months is building momentum. Yes, there's a $15,000 payday that you got, but then there was many weeks where you didn't get any payday, and then another deal, and then it started trickling in because you were consistent, building momentum. And that's what I think the takeaway is for everyone here. That's why we're doing this for 12 days. When we come to our team with this, they said to us, like, why don't you just do like a 3-day challenge? And I'm like, no, it needs to be longer. I want to help people build momentum. And they said, you realize that nobody's doing a 12-day sprint, especially over the holidays. I said, I know, we're different. And so I realize, again, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, except I want to kick you in the butt and say, go get some checks and go change some lives. Everybody here, give me permission to kick you in the butt to go get some checks. Just give me a yes in the chat. Okay, I know you gave me permission already, and I've watched it happen. So shout out to you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so write it down, type it in the chat. 3 paydays. We're getting ready to do some live calls. I'm going to be, as I do these calls, we're probably going to run a couple minutes overtime again today. You guys okay with it if I make it a habit just to run 5 or 10 minutes over and not ask for your permission every day? Just do it. And that way I just dump the value till I'm done. All right. Yes. All right. I need at least 25 yeses. All right. I got to get some yeses on YouTube. Make sure everybody on YouTube's bought into this. All right. Terry says yes. Deborah says yeah. All right. We got the Bill says yes. Yeah. I like it. He's making up the difference there. All right. So something that you're going to notice as we're doing these deals is the 3 paydays. The 3 paydays. The front end, the middle, which is the cash flow every month, and the back end. I'm going to share something with you. Let me pull it up for you. That's my elevator music while I pull up my other screen. Boom. All right. You guys see my screen? Give me a yes in the chats if you guys are seeing this. All right. Good. So, oh, shoot. Hit the wrong button. There we go. By the way, really exciting news. Starting in January, we have hired a virtual executive producer. So when I'm doing live streams in the new year, every Wednesday I go live in what's called the deal room. And I kind of what you're seeing here every day for 12 days. I do that every single Wednesday in a short format. And the first 15 minutes, I'm doing a market update, letting you know what's happening in the marketplace. And then the middle end's me dialing deals and closing deals for our community and with our community members like Kay and Judy and Chris and Alicia and Jason and all the others. And then the last segment, I am bringing in another segment. It's going to be a surprise segment. We'll talk about that next year, but we're hiring an executive producer. So that way this will be better streamlined as we're building this out. It will be better streamlined. You guys can see better what's going on. All right. Let me make sure I got this right here. All right. So imagine that this deal, this 3 paydays is a pie. You have 3 paydays, and the bigger any payday gets, the smaller the other 2 can be. So this is how we underwrite and negotiate deals. And I really want to simplify this. And I only want you to write a big check out if you can get a bigger one back in a few days or a few weeks. Now, some of you guys have access to capital you may not even know about. We'll talk about that when time permits. But In this training, I just want you to understand there's 3 paydays, and the objective is, can I get more on each of these paydays than I'm paying out? In other words, the net difference. If I am agreeing to pay $1,000 a month, can I get $1,200 to $1,500 a month? If I'm agreeing to pay $300,000 on the house, can I get $320 to $330? Well, Andrew, how do I know if I can? By looking up comparables. Go to Zillow.com. What's the house worth? If it's worth $300,000, then you should get a little bit of spread there. Now, there's other ways we make money. There is ways we make money because when we sell and lease option, we mark up the price a bit. There's ways we make money because you get depreciation and debt pay down every single month when you're own the house. But when I put down a down payment, I ask myself, can I get a bigger down payment back? So in order to get the 3 big paydays, the bigger the back end, in other words, if I'm going to make $100,000 on the back end, then I'm probably not so concerned about getting money up front and in the middle. But if I'm going to have a very small back end payday, but maybe I'm going to get $20,000 on the front end and $300 a month, who here likes that plan? Yes. I'm okay with $20,000 on the front end and $300 a month, but a small back end payday, I still get depreciation and debt pay down. Okay, so one of the 3 need to be incredible, or 2 of the 3 need to be really good. And the dream is all 3 are great. Don't always get all 3. So here is the 3 big question. Type them in the chat. Make sure you're following with me. Question 1, what's the least you'll take on price? What's the least you'll take on price? Who's going to be my first typer in the chat? What's the least you'll take on price? K's on it. Keep them coming. What's the least you'll take on price? I got cash to give away. What's the least you'll take on price? Number 2 question. Type it in the chat. What's the least you'll take a month until I pay you off in full? It's a longer one. The least you'll take a month until I pay you off in full. Now, you get on the phone with a seller. We talk about the opening call. In a moment, I'm going to call some live dials. You're going to hear me talking to sellers. We have what's called an opening call. What's an opening call? We are finding facts. On the opening call, we ask, what are you asking for the house? Will you take payments? What kind of condition is the house in? When we get to the closing call, if you're brand new, you're going to do these in 2 separate calls. If you're experienced, do them all in one. Just get to the point and get the contract. I'm going to teach you the 3 outcomes in our 12 days together of every single call, how to put them in that basket rather quickly so you don't waste a lot of time talking to suspects, people you're not going to do business with. So at least you'll take on price. On the closing call, we come back. Let's say they're asking $300. Say, Mr. Seller, let me ask you. I notice you're asking $300. If we agree on the rest of the details, what's the absolute least you would take on price? That question alone. Pause. Shut up. After you ask that question and pause, very commonly, the price drops by $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. Next question. If we agree on all the rest of the details, what's the least you would take a month until I pay you off in full? Least you'll take a month. If there's a debt, we're just going to cover that monthly payment. And so instead of asking, what's the least you'll take a month? I say, okay, I'm going to cover your monthly payment until I pay it off in full. You guys tracking? Is this making sense? Give me a yes in the chat if you guys are following along. All right. Valerie says yes. Way to go, Valerie. Valerie's winning. So good to see you. All right. So next, what's the least you'll take on price? What's the least you'll take a month? If it has a debt, let them know you're going to cover the monthly payment. And then the third question. Usually we buy with nothing down, okay? Usually we buy with nothing down. Okay. And the worst they can say is, I need a down payment. Often a seller comes back and says, okay. If they come back and say, but I need a down payment, I say, okay, let me ask you this. If we were to put something down, what's the least you would take as a down payment? Okay. Number 1, what's the least you'll take on price? Number 2, what's the least you'll take a month? Number 3, usually we buy with nothing down. All right. Now, we come back from these questions. We have these questions. We go through these questions, and the seller gives us answers. I want you to understand that if you have 10 seller conversations, probably 8 or 9 of them are going to tell you get lost. They won't do payments. That's okay. That's the majority that we're not going to do business with. We're doing business with a minority who are fun to say yes to. Type it in the chat. Be fun to say yes to. Be fun to say yes to. When we're together in Houston, I'm going to talk about that before this is over. Over these 12 days, many of you I know are already coming to Houston to hang out with us, where Alicia is buying houses now. Shout out, Alicia. But many of you are going to come to Houston with us, and we're going to walk through of how to be fun to say yes to. Who here would love for sellers to just approach you and say, please buy my house with nothing down? Yes, of course. It's because you're fun to say yes to. So we get through the big 3 questions. What's the least you'll take on price? What's the least you'll take a month? Usually buy with nothing down. Now, I want you to type this in the chat. Delayed cash sell. This is magic. This is gold. Usually we buy with nothing down. If I need a down payment, what's the least you'll take? This is gold. Sometimes they're going to come back and they're going to ask you, how long till you pay me off? And my answer is always the same. How long are you willing to give me? Now, when it comes to asking the right questions, if you don't like the answers that life has given you or sellers are giving you, learn to ask better questions. Shout out Deborah. Shout out Henderson. Icy Vibes. I got to know, what's Icy Vibes' real name? Icy Vibes. I don't know. It's a fire name, but I got to know your real name. Susie, you're still number 1, Susie. Heck yeah, keep it up. What's up? Tammy, good to see you. All right. So we are going to get on the phone with a couple of sellers. They're follow-ups from yesterday, and we have 1 new lead from Michael. We're going to get at least 1, hopefully 2 meaningful conversations going today. Is Tao on right now? Tao, if you're on, just type it in the chat. Let me know you're on. I want to see if you're on here because we have a follow-up on your lead. I'm going to dial now. Where'd you go? Mute while I dial this number. There she answers.
Hello.
Hey, it's Andrew calling you back. I missed you yesterday after we spoke. How are you?
Hey, doing pretty good. Actually, tried to contact Tao yesterday, but she was a little busy too, so I wasn't able to get her on the phone. But essentially, the reason why I was contacting you back is because shortly after we got off the phone, or immediately after we got off the phone, I contacted my colleague at the company to, get the next steps to have us move forward with the deal. He literally told me that someone literally just that same day had actually agreed to the deal and had already signed the contract that same day.
Well, hey, congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, someone not for me. So I don't know who this person is. But yeah, I guess obviously one of my other colleagues, one of their investors obviously took advantage of it first. But the reason also I wanted to talk to you is because earlier that morning, because I know I probably sound like a little confused when you called, and I was like, oh, okay, I probably sound like a little confused. The reason why that was because earlier that day, Tao had sent me a text saying that she was not interested in the deal and that she did not want to move forward with it. So that's why when you called, I was a little confused. I was like, oh, Tao just said that she didn't want to do it this morning, but okay, maybe things changed or maybe you guys spoke about it more. But essentially I had talked to Tao the day before that. So not yesterday, obviously, but on Thursday, I had talked to her over the phone. And I pretty much went over everything and over the phone that I pretty much emailed her on. I think I emailed everything on Monday. But Thursday, we talked on the phone. I explained everything to her, how it worked, and she still was kind of unsure. And then, like I said, yesterday morning is when she sent the text saying, oh, we're going to pass, da-da-da.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much why I was kind of confused.
Yeah, she's incredible. She's a newer part of our team, and we was working together. So no worries at all. Question for you, though, on upcoming deals. What else do you have in the pipeline that we might be interested in?
So we have a couple other things in the pipeline. I can go ahead and, did you want me to send them to you directly or send them to Tao?
Yeah, send them to Tal. She'll forward them.
Okay. Yeah, we have a couple other things. So I usually do send her things. Like I know I sent her the information about the other Lorraine property. I'm not sure if she went over that one with you. That was the one that was a renovated single family. It's currently vacant, but being screened for tenants right now as we speak. It's going for 115, and it's like pretty much like a good or cash flowing option for you guys.
Is that another one we could take over the debt or do under finance?
So essentially, you wouldn't take over the debt, but you would just buy it. But it's only going for 115, and it doesn't need any work. So
Okay.
it's literally rent
So,
ready.
so we'd be looking for two things. We're either looking for deals like the one that, you know, we talked about yesterday that's pending now, where we could take over a debt, or we'd be looking for one where we can pay cash, but we get at least 30 or 40% equity, you know, which usually that means it's going to need work, not be turnkey. So that'd be,
Gotcha.
if it's either of those boxes, we're highly interested. If it's just, you know, just straight turnkey, cash out, retail stuff, that's not our model.
Gotcha. Okay, and one thing too, actually, because I did send her a property. I can check to see if it's still available, but I did send her a property in the city of Akron a couple weeks ago. It was actually exactly like what you just explained.
Yep.
It was going for only $45,000. It's like in a good area of Akron, right outside of the campus, and it only needs about $20,000 worth of work. And so,
Cool.
like a lot of the major stuff has been done to it.
Find out if it's still
I think
available. If it is, we might be a player on it.
Okay, for sure,
Cool.
for sure. So what I'll do is I'll check with my colleague today, see if that one's still available. And if it is, I'll just go ahead and follow up with both of you guys. And yeah, we'll go from there. Because I already sent her all the details about it too. So she already has all the information about it.
Thanks, India. You have a good one.
Yeah, no worries. Talk to you soon.
All right, bud. All right. So a couple of notes from that call. First off, she is a new wholesaler. I believe she told me yesterday. Anyway, she said she's new. And someone who is trying to move a lot of pieces, and God bless her for her tenacity. But in those cases, you notice my whole objective is just to find out how I can best serve her, which means how we can get more deals. She gets paid when we get deals. And so many deals fall through, like that one yesterday. We had the call, we agreed to numbers. And then before she sent over the agreement, somebody else already had it pending because apparently they have it out with multiple wholesalers right now. So next, stack, type it in the chat, stack the pipeline. Stack the pipeline. We're calling Michael's deal right now. And for all of you, it's just doing that. It's just stacking the pipeline. Michael's deal is on Clear Creek. Colin, I'm mad. Gail, just so you know, this is not on the sheet. This one's in my email.
Your call has. Hello.
Hey, it's Andrew calling you back on your Clear Creek property. Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, good. Hey, it's Andrew calling you back on your Clear Creek property. You got a quick second?
Okay.
Is this, I'm Ed?
Imad.
Imad. Awesome, Imad. I think you talked to my partner earlier. I just had a couple questions, but you're asking 46 for the house, right?
460. Yeah.
Yeah. And what is the story behind the house? You bought it as an investment. You live there. What's the backstory?
Who are you? Did I talk to you before?
You didn't. I think you talked to my partner, Michael.
Michael.
Yeah. But we was interested in buying it either way.
So we lived there. We bought it in 99, 98.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, 97. We lived here since 97.
Oh, wow.
Now we live in the Dallas area. So it was just a rental for the last 2 years.
What was it bringing in
And
rent?
currently 2,300.
What
And
because you decided to
Good.
sell?
we don't live here anymore, so we live in Dallas. So
Yeah.
we'll just rather just sell it and just do something else now.
Is it currently in tip-top shape, or did the last renters do a little bit to it?
We're getting it painted right now.
Okay.
It's the whole house getting painted, and yeah, I mean it's in pretty good shape now with the paint and everything.
Okay. Pictures on Zillow are a pretty accurate depiction of what it's like.
No, I'm gonna update that this weekend. I'm gonna
Okay. Okay, cool.
get some pictures today.
Do you still have a debt on it, or you already paid it off?
Paid off.
Okay. What are the taxes and insurance run on it?
Taxes. I think we paid $6,000 for taxes. Insurance is like It's like 130 a month.
Okay. And then if we could agree on all the other details, what's, and we pay closing costs and close with a real estate attorney. We're not realtors, so no commissions or fees. What's the least you would take on price?
What's your offer? I mean,
Well, let me ask you this. Are you, Michael mentioned that you would be open to doing owner financing if we agree on the rest of
no, we actually talked about it. We're not looking to rent it out anymore. We just rather just sell it.
yeah, I wouldn't
We don't
want
want
to
to
rent
deal
it,
with that.
okay. I would be interested in buying it on owner financing, which just means I would be responsible for maintenance, repairs,
Yeah.
taxes, and insurance, and you'd be in the position of the bank until I pay you off.
Right. We would just like to just sell it and get the money out of it so we can do what we have planned.
Okay.
Rather
Do you
than
need the
going through
460 for something specific, or you just want to make sure that like you're
Right.
done with it?
Right.
You need it for something specific, or you just want to be done with it?
No, I need it for something specific.
Okay. Very cool. All of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes we do some now and the rest later. So
Yeah.
if that doesn't work for you, then I respect that. So our model is we either buy the house, at discounts and flip them, which obviously is not a fit for this one. And then 80% of our business is buying houses like this that are in good shape, but we do that, by selling it, by buying it on our financing. And that's how we make our money. And so it's just a delayed cash sell. If would be willing to give us a little time to pay you off in full, we'd be players on it, in that mid 400s. But if you need all your cash up front, it wouldn't be a fit for us.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate your
Should
time.
we follow back up here in a month or so?
We're pretty firm on that decision. That's what we need. So
Okay.
I don't think it would change, to be honest with you.
You mind me asking what you're doing if it doesn't sell in the next month or two? Just be drop price or?
I'm gonna keep trying and selling it. I mean, that's the plan.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll give you a call back. Thank you, brother.
All right.
All right, bye. All right, suspect. Michael put down a follow up with him in a month. Very typical, no conversation. Very common. I'm going to do a follow up now. I want you to, by the way, what was your takeaway from that call? Type your takeaway in the chat. I want to get a couple of takeaways. I'm going to be answering questions before we wrap up here shortly. But first, we have a follow up scheduled with Joe and Judith's lead, Sandra. Type your takeaways in the chat. And then I'm going to be, as soon as we do this last call, this is a call. We spoke to Sandra on, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. Some of you guys may recall. And we spoke on the live stream either Wednesday or Thursday. And she was sending us a list of her whole portfolio, to which she did.
Hello.
Sandra, it's Andrew calling you back. How are you?
Hi, good.
Good. Did I still catch you at a good time?
Yeah, this is fine.
Oh, good. I got your email. Thanks for that.
Okay. I wasn't sure about the format because I didn't take time to put it in a document form or display, but I'm glad it transferred over okay in that context.
Yeah.
How it would turn out, but it's legible and you can make out it and everything's all good. So Judith, she said she approved it. She said, yeah, it turned out good. So.
Absolutely. No, it's perfect. So just looking over the numbers here, I think it was 7, right? 7 houses?
Yeah, 7. I have 10 total, like I told you.
Yep.
One is under contract sale. She's buying it. She's calling it her forever home, and she's made her payments on time every time religiously. So I have to count that one out. And then I have someone staying at the Riverside house. He claims it's his. I claim it's mine. We both have interest in it. So there's sort of a debate on that one there, a little bit of a conflict there. So I can't let it go just yet. But eventually we will. I know we will because he's native of Kansas.
Oh, wow.
State. He'll be going back there eventually because that's where his mother is and that's where his estate is because he's got big land out there to have to deal with and stuff. And I dread it for him because it's going to be a big, major undertaking. But anyway, in the meantime, we have properties here together. and the one he's living in, and the other one I'm living in, and I got a big mortgage on the one I'm living in. So, and without having a place to go, I would just have to keep it for a while, and eventually, I mean, I'll sell it. And eventually, when he'll let it go, because I'm sure he'll go to Kansas eventually. Even though he has ties here, he says he's got to have a place to stay here when he comes back and stuff. But I thought, well, you know, he's going to have enough money to go buy his own place, so I'm not worried about it.
Sweet lady. Absolutely. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. What?
Not him too much, but for the meantime, I know I can let 7 go and be okay with that.
Yeah.
And the times and stuff when I started my first one was in 1990. That's when I bought my first one. And then 2013, I started adding to all the rest, which built up to what I've got now. So it's been a matter of over with the second portion of my investment period has been over 10 years. So, and I'm, like I said, getting at the age. So it's, yeah, time to let the younger folks have the problems.
Absolutely. No, that makes
There's great opportunity in real estate. There's no doubt about that. And if I was
Yeah.
younger, I would have kept them longer. But yeah, I've got aspirations for moving on and doing something with my life in the last quarter of it or third of it or whatever you call this last stage.
absolutely. That's phenomenal.
But you're pretty young, aren't you? Like
I
in
am.
your 40s, 30s?
Yeah, I'm in my 30s. I started this when I was a baby. No, I started this when I was 21. So,
That's
yeah. So, question.
smart. And hats off to you, Andrew, for
Oh, thank you for that.
speaking from experience. And people can say all they want to about real estate. And it is a headache. It's a pain that those who persevere and withstand all the adversities that go along with it, you'll come out in the end.
Absolutely. No, thanks for sharing that. I was doing the math here. It looks like your the total price starting point, I guess you said $730, right, for the thing? $730. Is there so if we was to buy them and agree on a price? I know we talked some about owner financing. What kind of work would we have to put into that? Like if we had to make all these in tip-top shape, are they all already rented, or would we have to do some work to some of them to get them rented?
No, they're all rented.
They're all rented. Okay.
Yeah, as long as the tenants are there, and suitably, residing in the place that's agreeable, or you can live with how they're keeping it up and all that stuff. Besides what you have to do, because God knows we have enough to do as a landlord and owner. But because I have some that they struggle with their payments, but they do come through.
Yeah.
Because I'll just give you an example. I got a couple living over here at 1217 South Bedford, and I had reservations, putting them in there because they came straight from a hotel to there. Well, the first thing they wanted was because they were at the hotel, they couldn't have a dog. So that was first thing on their list was getting a dog. And I said, no, I don't want no dogs here. Well, they defied my word or my stance, and they went ahead and got a dog anyway. And but so far, I mean, I guess it's working out okay. It seems to be, and they are very clean. They're very clean. He had some misfortunate ordeal to have done like surgery on his knee, so he's been out of work, and it's been a very painful process, having rent out of them. But I mean, when you have enough properties that carry you, you can sacrifice a little bit sometimes and still come out in the end, because they are going to pay, and they've been paying as much as they can. So they're only like 2 months behind, even though he's been out of work for over at least 4 months that I know of. And they're really having a hard time, of course, with all that. But the thing is, they had a wreck. They got involved with a wreck, and they totaled their only car they had. So they have no transportation right now. The insurance company, and it wasn't their fault, they were a victim. So they took their case to Gerling downtown, the huge injury lawyer firm here that always comes out smelling like a rose. And they're both going to get, and it's going to take time to get it, but it's worth the wait, Andrew. I mean, in this situation, have you been faced with this since you've been in this property business yourself? Because it's a time of waiting, and they love the house. I think eventually they want to buy it. So if you want to hang on to it with them and sell it to them eventually, if you decide to go ahead, move forward with our deal, because I know they want to buy it, and because they're going to get $50,000 a piece out of this, out of this. And so whatever money they owe me, they're going to pay me, tenfold.
What do you
so to speak.
think? And yeah, that a few times that's happened, and we've actually, sold the house, helped them become homeowners. That's always a win for them and a win for us as
Yeah.
landlords, right? The
Exactly.
question for you, I don't have the full rent amount on them. That'd be my biggest question. But if we work out the price, what's the least you would take as a monthly payment if I took over, maintenance, repairs, taxes, and insurance, and dealing with all the crap, if I bought them from you?
Well, first of all, we need to start out with a proposal. Like, I guess I like options to choose from, because this is how I did a house in Mount Vernon that I've got right now that we set it up for. He gave me options to go 10 years, 15, or 20 years on this seller finance plan.
Yep.
And he offered the opportunity to me first because of all of his potential buyers or people interested. I was the one who was first in line. So he offered it to me first and see if I would take the offer or not. And if not, he would move on to the second one. And his proposal was $5,000 down. And let me think. For the three different ones, I don't remember what the payment plan was for the 10 years and the 20 years, but I took the 15-year plan, which was $438 a month for however long, 15 years, and $5,000 down. And in the meantime, I had to keep maintenance and taxes and all that good stuff. And the agreement was to put a new roof on it. Well, that's a huge undertaking, because that roof is huge and big. And I hired a guy, and I finally put the roof on there and got that done. And it's nice. And so we're in good standing, and I have it on auto pay, so it doesn't hurt me at all. Every month, I don't even see it, and it's not a headache I have to worry about. So I try to make my payments as much as possible, just auto pay, so I don't have to worry about being late and all that good stuff. And so, with that being said, then they've been renting there 5 years right now. The people that's there, but they talked about
This
moving it.
is really good information, because as she's sharing this, it's sharing where her mind is on numbers. That's why I've not interrupted to take the call on, because she's telling me here what she wants. She's asking for 3 options. 5,000 down per house is already being suggested, and a reasonable monthly payment. Like, I'm gathering all this facts from listening to this conversation. Is this making sense? You guys tracking?
Wonderful things that vintage or aged properties bring, because I think I can't remember if it's 100. I think it's over 100 years old right now, if I'm thinking right.
So,
But
question for you. When I put together this proposal, and thank you for saying that, Sandra, because as I put together this proposal, the pricing, as far as the retail price, I think the 730 is probably slightly above retail. Would you agree with that, or you think that there's some equity there? If I was to come in the 6s, would that insult you?
no, it'd be worth looking at,
Okay.
even on a finance level. So if you could come up with let me think, because his whole thing was, this is just an example on one property, but it was 5,000 down, whichever route I took, choosing a 10, 15, or 20. I chose 15, the middle route, and because I thought that was most comfortable, and I didn't want to extend it, 20 years, because right now I'm looking at, because I bought it in 2013, so we're looking at 2 more years, and it's going to be paid off. So in the meantime, I guess, with it being a seller finance deal, the owners wouldn't even have to know about it. You know what I'm saying? That I've signed with now. I don't know what your take is on this, how this all works, but because contracts can be bought.
Yep.
We
just close everything with our real estate attorney. So, as long as they're good with anything, I'm good with anything. And that's how we do it. So we'll have the attorney handle that. All right. Well, what's the best way for me to get you? Judith and I are going to get our heads together today. Probably Monday, we'll get you something over. It's Christmas week, so be a little slower than usual, but probably be Monday instead of today. Is just email you our 3 thought process. Is that good enough?
Good.
Okay.
And then, together we can figure this out, and whatever you propose to me, then if I have choices, options, whatever, that's even better for me, because I like doing business that way, and I'm more comfortable doing that business, and I have more more experienced with it that way, because that's the way I've done business with a lot of opportunities with seller financing. So works out good.
Awesome.
Except for
We'll see.
though, I did have another house that was contract for sale. Now it is long since been satisfied, so it's paid off by now. But we talked about the options and opportunities with it before we agreed on a set price and a set schedule. So that was all laid out and followed through. But on his situation, the college house, he wasn't sure where I was able to be able to. But I thought it was more than fair how he set it up to me and everything. But I did have to borrow the money from my mom, and I paid it back in tax season. So that was my first struggle. But I made it over that hurdle, and it was all good. And ended
That's
up with a
awesome.
really. You saw the house. It's really pretty from the street. Did you see it?
Yeah. I ain't drove by it yet, but I've looked them up online.
On 27
Yeah.
College Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah. I have some houses in Mount
Yeah.
Vernon.
And I was kind of scared because I thought, oh my gosh, an old house like that, there's going to be huge maintenance things to have to go wrong and look at. But it's not been
Oh,
bad.
that
at all.
reminds me. I'm sorry. One more question I had. Can you email me the rent for each of them?
Oh yeah. And I will
Yeah.
tell you, as a landlord, I mean, I always, they've been in there for, I think it's 5 years. Without looking at the lease, I can't say for sure, but I know it's been at least over 3 or 4. I'm thinking it's about 5 years they've been there. But I'm just a really good landlord. I mean, I don't know if good's not the word, but
What's up,
I
Lucky?
guess lenient, I guess.
Good to see you. Deborah, Jefferson, Russell, you guys are still here. Way to go. Give me a yes in the chat if you guys are getting some value here. John, what's up? Judy, Judy's in the house. We got to hear from you on Monday or Tuesday, Judy. Steve.
That
I see
works.
the takeaways. We're going to read those and then take your questions.
Around it and stuff, what they rent for. So once it's yours, you'd be able to do what you want to with it. That's really how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at your
Yeah.
rent roll and then we'll get that offer over.
And that's a fair thing to ask. So I will get that over to you.
I appreciate you, my friend.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, you
And
have
I'm
a
with you, and I think we can work out something.
absolutely. I look forward to it. Well, you have a wonderful Sunday. Was it?
This will be a lot cushioned way for capital gains too. I love that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart thinking. Cool. Well, any questions pop up, you let me know. I'll get that rent roll. And as soon as we get that, Judith and I put our numbers together and you'll hear from us on Monday.
Sounds perfect.
Thanks, Sandra. All right. Bye-bye. That was fun. You guys hear that ending? You guys hear what just happened? Yes, everybody? Hello? What's up? Henderson's still here. Russell, Kyle. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you, brother. Deborah, Terry. So excited for the takeaways. I'm going to read these takeaways. If you have questions, Mike, good to see you, Mike. I like your lights, Mike. That's freaking got some disco going or something. I'm digging it. For those of you who can't see Mike's lighting, he's got this really cool.
Your hat did that to me, man. I had to combat the hat.
Combat that. I gotta let everybody see Mike. Check out that lighting there. Isn't that fire? Oh my goodness. Christmas time. All right. So thanks for sharing that, brother. I want to read takeaways. I'm going to take your questions. If you have questions, put them in the chat. We're going to get to your questions and we are going to wrap up by we're getting ready to give away. Well, I'll tell you in a moment. So Bill says takeaways, being in charge of the conversation. That's a good one. Steve says, I'm in Mass and don't know the Midwest. What areas should we, who are not from the area, or should we stay away from? Just better. You know, I love Evansville, Indiana, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, the small Midwest towns. Generally speaking, if it's an outskirt, like a Louisville, Kentucky, I like the outskirts. I like towns that are anywhere from 50,000 to 250,000. If you get into a big metro, go to the outskirts. But Ohio, Kansas City, Missouri, you can go to Indiana, to Kentucky. Krista says, my guess he's tight on money and desperate to sell. Very, very likely. My takeaway that he's not realistic about the 460 price. This is about the call we made before of the unmotivated seller. Very, very true. All right, good. We're going to take away any questions you have. Lucky says, Andrew, don't make offers. You're right about that. Something that you notice there, and you're right, Lucky. We don't make offers. We ask questions and let the seller make us the offer. Do you realize when she asked something in writing, she started telling me what she wanted? Did you guys notice that? I want something in writing. I said, absolutely. She said, I want threefold offers. I want $5,000 down and $400 a month. That's what I heard from that conversation. So who you realize is now we have a baseline to go off of. Yes? Very powerful takeaway. Thank you for sharing that. Listening and let the seller work through what they want. Yes. Great that she's thinking about the tax impact. Absolutely. See, this is where, if that's what matters to them, let them tell you what they want. Let them tell you what they're trying to accomplish. She answered your questions before you asked them. Yes, she did, Mike. Alicia is sending me a lead for Monday. Let's go. All right, cool. So any questions you have, type them in the chat and we will get to those. We have here two things that I'm going to give to you. Number one, I'm about to give away a lucky winner of $100 cash. Steve says the longer the term, the less per month. Yes, you're right about that, brother. We have here money we're going to give away cash. Shout out to Judith. Judith, we will remind me. We'll make sure we get that offer together as soon as she sends in the numbers, the rent roll, the rent amounts. We'll put together numbers and remind me on Monday. We will compile our offer live on here. And everybody want me to compile the offer live? That'd be helpful. Yeah. Compile the offer live and we'll give over the offers based on what she's telling us. Gail, if you could put in my notes on here, please duplicate that lead from Joe and Judith on Sandra and put it in the tab that is 12 deals of Christmas. So I don't have to switch tabs, and then put those notes in there to give her offer on Monday. All right. How do you feel about text Facebook messaging to have a conversation? One of my Facebook Marketplace reach outs responded, my question is, what's the best number to reach you? What's your question? That's a really good question. When they ask me that, I ignore them. And I do that because I'm not going to get into a back and forth and waste hours of time messaging and asking questions. I want to get on the phone. That's how we get deals done. And if they don't want to get on the phone to sell their house, then that's fair enough. They can keep their house. Now if I was new, I probably would text them and do whatever they wanted. But that's my rules for my deals, is they have to get on the phone with me in order to get the deal done. All right. So this is so much fun, guys. I'm having fun. This is only day 3 of 12. And I'm going to give to you guys, if you have not already become a part of the community, we are going to be opening some spots the last week of this year. I'm going to give you an opportunity to book a call, a strategy session with the team today. Ricky is going, I believe Ricky is going to put that, Ricky or Gail, one is going to put that in the chat for us. And you're going to have the opportunity to book a call. It's right there in the chat. So go there now and book your call if you have not already done so and you're not part of the mastermind community or the coaching community where you are able to submit leads. You can go to the link. It's on YouTube in the chat and it's here on Zoom in the chat. So next, $100 cash giveaway. $100 cash giveaway. We're about to give it away while you're booking your calls. Before we do, I want to do the setup. You guys who are here, you made it to the last moments of this call. We went almost 90 minutes. Thank you for being here. We have negotiated a potential 7-house package. Do we have work to do between here and contract? Absolutely. But do we have a great potential of a deal? Absolutely, yes. We have killed a bad deal, a deal that the seller was just totally unmotivated. We'll follow up with him. Time and circumstance changes every seller's mind. We killed the 5-house portfolio for Christopher a few weeks ago. Now it's back. Why? Because time and circumstance changes every seller's mind. We followed up with a deal that Tao had sent. And that deal is a no-go because it's already pending, except deals come back around. We have a follow-up next week with Kay's deal that Justin, the seller on First, that's a incredible potential cash deal if he won't take a short-term owner financing. Submit your deals. If you have the link, you're part of the Freedom Live family, the coaching community. Submit your deals. I'm going to be calling deals every single day next week, minus Christmas. We are back on Monday. Sunday, we're off. Remember, Sunday, go take time with God and family, do your thing, and come back on Monday, same place, same time. Who is feeling like a winner? Just type winner in the chat. We're going to give away $100 cold, hard electronic cash. All right? Who's feeling like a winner? Boom, 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 boom. Winner, winner. Give everybody time to get their keyboards out. I'm seeing who's going to be a winner. Let's see who's a winner. Who's a winner? Who's a winner? Today's winner. I see the winners coming in. I see the winners coming in on both screens. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is good. Speaking of, it's about lunchtime. All right. We are wrapping up by giving away $100 cold, hard electronic cash. A winner goes to Make sure everybody can type. The winner today, the winner is Mr. Bill Welsh. Shout out Mr. Bill. Give it to Mr. Bill. Put a heck yeah in the chat. Mr. Bill Welsh. Bill, you comment, you show up, and you have been typing like crazy in the chats on both YouTube and today on Zoom. So way to go. We're going to be giving away $100 cash prizes throughout the next 12 days. Not necessarily every day, maybe every day. We don't know. We make it a surprise. We're going to be giving away on both YouTube and in the Zoom room. We're going to be having a lot of fun. Mr. Bill Welsh, make sure you email grow@truka, TRUKA.com to get your free $100 cold, hard electronic cash and go bless somebody for Christmas. Have so much fun. Guys, Merry Christmas to you. I will see you tomorrow. No, I won't. I'll see you Monday. Same place, same time. Go have an awesome Sunday. Be blessed. Bye for now. See you Monday.